south. So I think
There was something interesting early. You know, they weren't expecting to have that 13-game win streak like they did last year.
This is the gift that God has given me to be able to help.
So then am I correct?
I'm not.
Am I correct?
you are correct.
Why blame? Why you're
I have a question for Carolyn. Carolyn, hold on. I have a question for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on another episode of the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at the Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. Ray is back.
Yes,
Ray,
sir.
you're back from Jamaica. How was it?
Oh, man, it was fantastic. Doug, I'll tell you this. This was my first mistake. Please, anybody listening, don't make these mistakes when you go on vacation. Make sure that you schedule a day off for when you come back from vacation, because I went straight to work. And even right now, I'm tired, Doug.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm tired. The jet lag and then going to work early, because I got back late. I got back about 10 o'clock. So that, you know, you got to wind down.
Oh, so you
I
thought it
didn't
was
go
like,
to sleep till 11.
what was the hour?
What
The hour
happened?
difference.
Oh, it was only an hour difference.
All right. Because when I went to Seattle,
Mhm.
this was last year, 3-hour difference.
Oof.
Came back, and I punched in at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It felt like 3 a.m. It felt like 3 o'clock in the
I
morning.
know it did.
And I was wide awake.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what am I doing?
What are you doing? Yeah. Hilarious. But this was my first time doing the tourist thing. So I stayed on a resort. Aside from cruises, which we already know cruises are the best because everything is
On the ship.
exactly.
Well, I'm currently on, because this is being played on Monday.
Mhm.
I'm currently on a ship right now.
Hilarious. But everything, they make sure you have everything to do. Like every night we were doing something else. So, you know, I had to follow your lead.
Oh, shit.
Yes, sir.
Ray's doing some karaoke.
Yes, sir. And after that, I kind of felt like a protege of yours. I became instantly famous on the resort. I'm talking about people were coming up to me during breakfast, like, yeah, I am the tiger survivor. Yeah,
No way.
today was a nice day, Ice Cube. And I'm like, yes, thank you.
Can we get some of it?
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kind of odd. No barking from the dog, no smog, and mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. I got my grub on, but didn't pig out. Finally got a call from a girl I want to dig out.
Yeah,
Hooked it up
right.
for later as I hit the door, thinking, well, I live another 24. I gotta go because I got me a drop top, and if I hit the switch, I can make the ass drop.
Yeah,
Had to
right.
stop at a red light, looking in my mirror, not a jacket red sight, and everything was all right. I got a beat from Kim, and she could do it all night. I called up the homies and I'm asking y'all, which park are y'all playing basketball? That's just a sample, baby.
That is good, right? You took after me for sure. You took after me.
Yeah, I had such a blast doing it though, you know.
And where was this? Like in a bar or?
Yeah, they had they had several bars there on the resort because it was like 3 different resorts combined into one.
Yeah.
So they were just like, we were just bar hopping all night. And then they were like, we doing karaoke. I was like, sign me up. I said, this one's for Dougie.
This one's for Dougie. Yeah, I'm doing karaoke all week.
Of course, you gotta. You gotta. Listen,
I'm a star on these ships, so it's like.
exactly. If you don't, it won't feel like a cruise.
No,
Everybody
it
like,
won't.
where was Doug?
Yeah, who's Doug? Where's Doug at? Dougie's on the ship. Dougie's doing his karaoke. I should give you a shout out when I sing karaoke. Be like, yo, this is for Ray.
Yeah.
Ray back home.
That'd be cool. It was fun.
So I noticed something about you. You got a new style.
You see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it. I actually was walking on the beach and these 2 old ladies was like, we want to twist your hair. And I was like, you know what? I was going to get a haircut, but you know, if y'all want to twist it up, go ahead. And so they did the beard too. They gave me the Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, arr, matey. So it was fun. It was a good time.
How much was that?
They charged me $60 to do this, and normally it's 80.
Oh, and how long did it take? Probably like 2
It
hours.
was no. Normally back here it'll take like 2 hours.
Yeah, it'd take like an hour and a half, 2 hours. If you guys
Those
talk,
two old ladies-
it goes like 2.
Yeah, those 2 old ladies, no lie, they did this in about 20 minutes
For $60.
for $60. I said that's probably the best $60 I ever spent.
Yeah.
Not really, but you know, I didn't have to wait as long. It was cool.
So you gotta be careful, like, cause in like like when I was in the Bahamas,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm saying Bermuda because I was in Bermuda 2 months ago.
Yeah,
Now I'm heading toward the Bahamas. Bermuda, Bahamas, come on, pretty
mamas.
You gotta be careful because, like, I remember walking through the Bahamas, and if one of the girls or guys was whoever sells the bracelets in the streets, they try to put a bracelet on you, and they're like, "Yo, you want this? Is for free. Take it."
Yeah.
They put it on you, and then they like $5.
It's for free, $5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they tried to scam you, and that happened to me. My cousin and I went to get a cigar, and the guy was like, 2 for $30. So we're like, all right, we each get one.
Mm-hmm.
The guy was like, no, I was telling your cousin 2 for $15. So I ended up getting a cigar for like $30.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But that's why I don't go out that much. I just stay on the ship. Everything's on the ship.
Everything's on the ship. That's what I should have did. I should have stayed on the resort. But
So was it like excursions you had or no?
Yeah. But this was one of my friends has family out there, so her family members came and they was like, "Yo, you want to hit the town?" So I was like, "Yeah, let me experience the town. Let me get off the reservation for a little while and see what it's about in the streets." And that's when that happened. But after that, I stayed in the resort or with the excursion people. Because when you were by yourself, like everybody was coming, just boop, boop, boop. Like it looked like they were just popping out of the woodwork.
You got to be careful because they know, obviously, we're on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
We're tourists. We have money.
Exactly.
Some do, some may not.
Exactly.
They're going to be like, you know what? Let me try and get this person.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try and see what I could get out of them.
Exactly.
Because they may not know. Like, I've been to the Bahamas 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the game.
Yeah.
I know their game.
Yeah.
Like, you remember Shane?
Yeah.
Colorado kid?
Yeah.
He's in Colorado now.
Mm-hmm.
They come home back to Jersey. So he came with us last year on the cruise, and he's just wandering around, walking around into the Bahamas, walking over there.
No.
I'm like, Shane, you got to be careful. This ain't a free fall.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try and get someone or scam you.
Yeah.
And that's when he just said, okay. I'm like, because you got to be careful. They know you're on vacation.
Exactly.
They know they're going to get someone that could be tipsy. You never know.
There you go.
And they're like, here, take this.
Yep.
Take $15, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I like going to Coco Cay, the private resort.
Yeah.
Because no one's there to bother you.
Exactly.
You're not there dealing with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Just the people that's on the ship.
Exactly.
And all the drinks are included if you have the drinking package.
Mm-hmm.
So, we go there Thursday. So right now we're at the C Day.
Mm-hmm.
Because this ain't a live episode. This is a pre-recorded episode. So we're going to have a few episodes playing tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Thursday. Just so people can see Dougie.
Yeah, it is.
Because they know I'm not going to do an episode. I don't want to take a week vacation and no one sees me do a podcast or has anything to listen to.
Yeah.
At least I have something pre-recorded and they'll be able to listen to it. Like the way I got into broadcasting, you probably want to know my story, is, you wonder what you're going to do at college, after college, this or that. I don't know if you ever drove past the hockey rink.
Mm-hmm.
We had a rec league.
Okay.
And I would do like YouTube videos interviewing the players.
Yeah.
And then that's how I got into it. Then a year later, I started doing stuff for the high school hockey team.
Nice.
So we did that. We did interviews. We did player interviews, coach interviews. And then, we go way back. I'm trying to remember this way I don't lose track. I probably told you this story hundreds of times already, but let's get, because I don't think people on the show listen to it, but let's get to it. So we talked about how I started in broadcasting, then the high school hockey team. Then I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting and attended there for, I think it was like July to September.
Okay.
Learned from the best in like CNN, Fox, CBS. I know Emery Hunt. He's on CBS Sports now.
Yeah.
So shout out to him. And that's how we got started.
Yeah.
So we started. That's how the podcast basically started. We did a weekly show on messenradio.com.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I don't think they exist anymore. But we did that. Then COVID happened. COVID happened. And I was very busy during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day. Wake up, watch TV, go for a walk.
Very busy.
That's what I did. And I must have watched, because I had Tubi on TV, the streaming platform. I watched all 13 seasons of The Apprentice.
13?
Yeah. All 13 seasons of The Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
That was on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, after he lost the election, they took it off.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I
weird.
didn't notice that.
They had it all up all year long.
Mm-hmm.
The Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Trump loses the election to Biden,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's no longer up
They
there.
say goodbye.
They say goodbye. So I watched 13 seasons of that. Then I watched, 17 seasons of Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, my God.
I watched 17
He said,
seasons.
wake up, watch TV, take a walk.
So I
come
was
back, watch
very
TV.
busy.
Mm-hmm.
But later on that year, a lot of things were opening.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had openings. And you know Andrew, right?
Yeah.
From Meat.
Yeah.
He said, he did an Instagram live show.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, let's have you come on, or we could do one at your house. So we started giving updates, like openings. Barbershops are opening today.
Yeah.
Salons are opening
Oh, that's
today.
cool.
Here and there. So we had that. And then we started talking about local sports.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, that's how that podcast started.
Wow.
That's how this show, where it's at today, started.
Wow.
Back in COVID day. And here we are.
And here we are. Doug, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
You just gave me a lot of history.
Yeah, I just gave you a lot of history.
Nice.
We're over here talking about Jamaica, and I talk about my life story. So back to Jamaica.
Yes, sir.
Least favorite part about the trip?
My least favorite part was sometimes the excursions are hyped up. So they were like, oh, you could do the glass bottom boat thing, right?
Oh, that was fun when we went to Bermuda.
If you can see my face right now, can you see my face? Don't do it in Jamaica. Don't.
What happened?
So I'm like, yeah, man, yeah, let's do it. So it was $35 US per person. And we go, it's like 10 of us. No,
Where
it's
did
13
you
of us.
book it?
We booked it through the hotel.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So we go and I'm on the boat. And in my mind, I'm like, this must be the boat that's taking us to the other boat with the glass bottom. But no, that was the boat. It literally had like a door
Yeah.
on the bottom of the boat with like the wooden planks in between. So it was like 4 or 6. It was like 6 little windows.
Yeah.
And the guys are like, yeah, put your cameras down on the window and you can see some fish.
Yeah, that's what we did for my show. Not my show, my Bermuda.
Doug, I saw like maybe a minnow. And the guy's like, look, there it is right there. There it is right there. And I'm like, are you telling me you're going to show me one little fish? I'm expecting to see like sharks. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see something big.
we saw a lot of fish. I think we saw something small, but we also saw like a dolphin.
No, we didn't see anything big at all. And then as the guy goes over the reef, he tries to convince us that the reef is a fish. I'm like, no, sir.
You have any photos?
No. Everybody else had photos because they had better cameras than mine. And I didn't take any photos because I was like, because he was saying it. He was like, put your phone down. I was like, my man, I'm not putting my phone. All I'm going to see is like a blob. That's not going to be a fish to me. So, yeah, that was my mistake.
Oh, that's
Next
terrible.
time I'm getting a GoPro. I need to have something where I can have actual footage. Because sometimes when I tell people the stories of stuff, they were like, nah. I'll be like, yes.
See, that's why, like, when I go, I like to vlog.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I love doing this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I started broadcasting when I...
He said the year was.
Yeah. So I like to vlog, just so people can see what I see, and they weren't there.
Yeah.
So, but I also like to bring a video camera.
Mm-hmm.
Just where I have it, and I could reflect on it, and I
Yeah.
could look at it, bring back memories.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people say, "Oh, stop taking pictures, this or that." Of like, you know how some people are where they don't like to take photos or everything.
Yeah.
Oh, you're over there. You got to take another photo. I just took a photo with you in front of this statue or
Yeah.
whatever. But those are memories that you're gonna want to have with
Come
you
on now.
for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So, I think you should get started in making vlogs.
I definitely have
Just
to.
so I could see this, because
Exactly.
I feel like that would have been funny with the guy telling you.
You would have, Doug, you would have died. Like, what? And I'm sitting there, and then they tried to cut the trip short. They was like, oh, we're supposed to be taking you guys to the caves, to see the caves, but
How was that?
we didn't go. I'm trying to tell you.
Go.
Because he convinced most of the people that not to go. So he was like, yeah, it's nothing really to see over there. It's getting crazy. It's probably just some naked people. You don't want to see that because we had kids with us. And then everybody was like, yeah, nah, we don't want, because the kids. So he was like, nah, we don't want. So he cut the thing short. And you know how sometimes they have deals with certain stores and stuff?
Yeah.
Like the excursion people. So he was like, oh, these people are going to come on this boat to try and offer you some lobster, but don't buy it from the people on the boat. Wait till we get to the restaurant that we're going to, and then you can buy it there. So now we get to the restaurant, and they're kind of like haggling us to buy something. Like, yo, you got to buy something. You got to buy something. We're like, no, we want to go back. And they were like, you want to go back? And we're like, yeah, we ready to go back because you guys kind of shammed us. You know what I mean? You took us somewhere where your people are just to get the hookup or whatever, and then you cut our excursion short.
How long was it?
The excursion was supposed to be 45 minutes to an hour. We were probably a half hour. 15 minutes into the excursion, everybody was done. They were like, yeah, we're ready to go back because this is not what we expected. Like I said, it wasn't really a glass bottom. You
got to be careful with that. So, ours was 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Ours was 2 hours.
Yeah.
But people say be careful who you book it through.
Mm-hmm.
Book it through the cruise, like the ship.
Yeah.
Because they may like try to scam you, like as we saw with you.
Yep.
The people on the outside.
Yeah. And that's where the mistake was, because
But you said you booked it through the hotel.
we walked the beach that the hotel was on, but we didn't go inside to speak to the lady at the desk, because the next time we did an excursion, we spoke to the lady at the desk. She hooked everything up. All we had to do was get on the bus.
Yeah, that was your mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised that it was a half hour.
I'm telling you, 15 minutes, everybody was like, okay, we're done with this. Like, this is not what we expected at all. We're ready to go back. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A half hour excursion, and how much was it?
$35 a person, 10 people. He just made $350
For a half hour.
for 30 minutes.
Oh.
Yes.
Like I said, ours was 2 hours.
Exactly.
And the guy was just chilling, sitting on his boat. So he didn't have to keep track of his time.
Mm-hmm.
He enjoyed life.
Exactly.
He was enjoying his moment. I was in the water having a great time. He was just like enjoying it, talking to people. Maybe who did you booked it through? A stranger?
We walked the beach, and you know how on the beach they'll have people that are set up?
With the sign?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But you know what? He might have had to keep track of how much time he was gone.
Because if he wasn't, somebody was.
If he wasn't, somebody was keeping track of his time. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we will be back with Ray.
Especially going back to Columbus down.
Why? They were horrible this.
Malibu, a diner.
These leaders of these countries.
Going for the Super Bowl.
Heck,
Little
hold
hope
on,
going to the
Listen.
Super Bowl.
hold on, because that's not what Roger said. Roger said, I just care about winning the MVP. I don't care about winning.
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
And I was like, oh God, how do I stop this? So I
Look at that water behind me, James.
Jesus says in the scripture, they need to live their experience of their own.
Say about the AFC South. So I think
There was something interesting to say about that.
Early, they weren't expected to have that 13-game win streak like they did last year.
This is the gift that God has given me to be able to help.
Thanks to the Democrats.
I'm not.
Am I correct?
you are correct.
Why blame? Why you're blaming?
I have a question for Carolyn. Carolyn, hold on. I have a question for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. All right, we got Ray. Ray, this is what, your third?
Yes, sir.
Your third episode?
Yep.
What have you learned so far within the podcast industry?
Within the podcast industry, I learned that it's almost like anything goes. Now, let me stop. But there's a lot of it's something that's needed. Like the podcast industry is definitely something that's needed because sometimes you're riding along and you don't want to listen to music, so you pop on a podcast.
Yeah, I want to hear people talk sometimes.
Yeah, you hear a couple of jokes and stuff that cheers you up. Because sometimes music doesn't really cheer you up unless you listen to karaoke.
Yeah, because you can listen to sad songs.
Exactly.
Like you could be in a bad mood, and you want to be in a bad mood, so you listen to sad songs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But with a podcast, it's like, man, you might hear some information that you didn't know, like the history of how Doug got into podcast.
Yeah, so back in the day, like there's a hockey rink by my house, and there was a rec league, and I started interviewing the players. Ray loves when I tell my life story.
Oh, goodness.
You've only heard it, what?
1,000 times today.
Yes, sir. About 1,000 times.
Look. Let me tell you how Doug started. There was a hockey rink down by his house, and they started interviewing the players. Oh, goodness. We got a lot of inside jokes, you guys.
Yeah.
Because of the things that go on
Yeah, we got inside jokes
in our everyday life.
in our everyday life. Can't breathe.
All right, Doug?
Yeah.
You need to take a break?
No, I'm
Let me
good.
time it.
I'm good.
Don't worry, guys. This podcast is going to go into overtime.
No,
We got
what
10 hours today.
we're trying to do a half hour. No, realistically, like sometimes I like to set it at like a half hour mark.
Mhm.
That's my goal. Like half hour episodes.
Yeah.
Sometimes like back in during the COVID, I guess because we had nothing else to do.
Mhm.
These episodes would last anywhere from 2 to 3 hours.
What?
Yeah.
2 to 3 hours?
And we would just like talk random.
That's longer than my excursion.
It was. That is true. I still can't believe he did a half hour.
Yeah. Half hour. It was horrible. But then when we went on the excursion through the hotel, that was 2 hours. So that was fine. We went horseback riding.
You got scammed.
Yeah.
Or tell me about that horseback riding.
Horseback riding was great. my horse, I'll show you a picture of me on my horse. I'm telling everybody, I'm like, yo, my horse.
Oh, you
don't
actually
feel like
took a
working
photo.
today. They took the photo.
They
sent
took
me a photo.
They
of me
took
on
the
horse.
photo.
So I'm like, my horse doesn't want to work today. Everybody's like, why would you say that? So I zoom in on the picture. I said, look at his face. And they were like, oh, no, all the horses do that when they go through the water. It's the way they cool down. They breathe different. It's like, they sound like motorcycles. It's like, and they're like, that's them cooling down. So then I zoom in on a guy behind me, and I'm like, why isn't his horse doing that? I said, my horse didn't want to work today. But that was definitely an
It was in the
experience.
water?
Yeah. So they took us up a trail, took us down by the seaside, the ocean side, and then took the horses into the water.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. And at least that was 2 hours.
Yeah,
was
you
worth it.
got to be careful with these excursions and how you book it.
Yeah.
And who you book
Who
it
you
through.
book it with. Book it through the hotel.
Or the ship.
Yeah.
Or
the
the
ship.
resort.
Resort. Book it with them.
Otherwise, you're going to have a half-hour excursion.
Exactly. And it's going to cost you. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I
So-
said, I wish I could get paid for $350 for 30 minutes.
Yo.
I'll be a rich man.
Imagine 30 minutes. Let's do the math. All right, so let's say. All right, what time did you go? No, seriously. What time was the excursion?
Oh, the excursion? No lie, the excursion was at 2:30. No, actually, that's when we got back. We got back 2:35. The excursion was at 2:00.
You got back at 2:35?
2:35.
So 35 minutes, not a half hour.
35 minutes.
Okay, let's do this math now. I want to see something. Okay. How many people fit in the bus?
13. Wait, which excursion we talking about? We talking about
The half-hour one.
Oh, the bad one. Yes. There was 10 people. There was 10 people at that time.
So, all right. So let's say it's 10 people at a time. Trying to. There, there's Gizmo. Trying to think. How should I do this math? 35. All right, 35.
Let's just round it to half an hour.
No, I get that, but I'm talking about for the day. Let's say he ran it from 9.
Oh, you trying to get the whole day. All right. So,
Let's say he started at 9 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning and he
yeah.
ended at 4.
yeah, let's say that. Yep.
So that's how many hours?
9, 10, 11, 12. 7 hours.
7. So that would be how many per hour price?
700. If it's 10 people. If it's $35 a person, 10 people, $350. Yeah, $700 an hour.
So he'd be making $6,000. Right?
I'm about to quit. We need to go get a glass boat. Do the same thing. We'll be like, that guy's charging you $35 per person. We're gonna charge you $32.
It's only going to be a half hour, guys. Sorry. All right, as always, this was Dougie and Ray.
Yes, sir.
Ray will be back on Wednesday night for another episode of Dougie and Ray. We will see everybody next time.
Especially going back to Columbus down.
Why? They were horrible this year.
Malibu and the diner.
These leaders of these countries.
Going for the Super Bowl.
That
little
hold
hope
on,
going to the Super
hold
Bowl.
on, because that's not what Roger said. Roger said, I just care about winning the MVP. I don't care about winning.
No matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.
And I was like, oh god, how do I stop this? So I
Look at that water behind me, James.